Hey Max, good to see you. Audio good? Can you hear me? Hey Jason. Can you guys hear me? Audio good? Want to make sure everything's good to go before I delve in. Yeah. All right, nice. Thanks, Max. Yep. So excited. It's finally time. Yeah. Hope you guys are doing well today. Yeah, it's nice typical July hot humid summer day. Yep. Hey Daniel, good to see you. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna go very in depth, be as comprehensive and conclusive as possible. Yeah. Yep. Hope you guys are having a good day. Give myself practically an entire hour to prepare. Well, today to suit up and make sure everything's together. I got my stuff together and everything. Yeah. Actually, as soon as I got back from the con, I actually started preparing and organizing stuff. So I want to give myself plenty of time. So you know, it's come time for the streams. I'm good to go. All right. Yeah, just wait a little longer or a couple minutes, and then I'll get started. Can't believe it's been a whole year already. I remember doing this last year. It seemed like it was just yesterday. Yeah, and I'm guaranteed I'll say the same thing come next year. Hey there, Battle Chang. Oh, good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, I know it's a different look for me. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jason saying, yeah, I see Scar Plush sitting behind me. That's one for Lion King, or a big fan of Applejack for My Little Pony. Yeah, good, very observant. So yes, that is Scar from Lion King. Yes, I just happen to like the character a lot. I don't know why, but yeah, he's sitting there behind me. And as far as Applejack from My Little Pony, yeah, I do like the character Applejack. I'm not like don't really watch My Little Pony. I don't know much about it. I just like the characters, the art style, and Applejack specifically. For some reason I just really like her. And if you guys ever check out my live stream after Philadelphia last year, I basically explained this. But basically, I got these from Philadelphia last year. The artist's name is Mighty Muffins. He's from like the Albany, New York area, and he was down at the dealer's den last year in Anthrocon. Hopefully, he'll be there again this year when I go. And so he had a sale. I think it was like 3 prints for $30. Plus, he included like a bookmark, a keychain, and like a pin. I'm like, I could have passed that deal up. So yeah, so that's where I got these from. Yeah. All right. Without further ado, I guess I'll go ahead and get started. Take this off. take these off. Back to my old self. Yeah, Anthrocon 2023. This year's theme was called Anthropolis. Yeah, basically like a city sort of theme. Every year, of course, the con has different themes. Next year, the con's going to be something to do with roller coasters. I forget the exact name, but it has, roller coasters and all that. And it's scheduled July 4th to the 7th. Same place, David L. Lawrence Convention Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But here we are in the present, the here and now. So let's rewind all the way back to the very beginning. So Thursday, June 29th, I put in a full day of work. Yay. And at 5 o'clock, and what I did was during my lunch hour, I went ahead and, everything was already packed. So I just put everything in my car, my luggage bag, and my big bin containing my fursuit. Made sure everything was there. Made sure all of my fursuit parts were with me, accessories, camera equipment, everything. So that was all packed. So 5 o'clock, punch out, bid my farewells, and then I hit the road. Now, for those of you that remember last year, I hit not one but two bad traffic jams. This year, I had better luck. However, yes, there is a caveat. However, in lieu of one of the traffic jams in my town, there's like a road construction project and a bridge project. So I'd take a little bit of a scenic detour, but it wasn't too much out of the way. And then there's another area headed toward, like going west, where there's more construction. But eventually, I took an alternate route, and the route I normally don't take, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't too much out of the way. So yeah, I hopped on Route 283 as usual in the Mount Joy area, and then that took me straight over to Harrisburg, and then I hopped on the Turnpike, and then you cross your bridge over Susquehanna. Always very scenic and beautiful. And that's the stretch of highway, like in Cumberland County, like on the other side of, like first you hit York County a little bit, and then you hit Cumberland County on the other side of the river. And that's like the nicest section of the Turnpike. It's nice and flat. It's relatively straight. Just 3 lanes in each direction. If only the rest of the Turnpike could be like that. But basically all throughout, they're basically widening the Turnpike, so it's pretty much 3 lanes the entire length, which is, I think it's needed. It's nicer that way. But anyway, so like this time, there was like one minor little tie-up. And apparently, like at the Tuscarora Tunnel, they're still working on it. It's like a 4-year-long project. And started late 2019. I still can't believe 4 years at a cost of $110 million pocket change. But anyway, that's the same place where I got a traffic jam last year. But this year, it wasn't as bad. Like we didn't have to come to a dead stop like last year. Like this year, we just slowed down and kind of like inched our way forward, crawling. And what happened was like the one tunnel was shut down, so we had to go over to the other side. And it was like, traffic. We're going to, traffic 2 ways in the same tunnel. Kind of like the older days in the beginning when there was only one tunnel and 1 lane in each direction. But that was like the only slight delay. So I got there really, really good timing, just a little over 3.5 hours. And so I arrived there, and then, yes, never finally get to the con part. And so I went directly to the, oh my gosh, hello, brain fart. Oh my gosh, my brain. What's that hotel? Where's the hotel where I stayed? Oh my gosh, I'm having a complete meltdown. I should know this. I've been there before. Oh my gosh, where's my brain? It'll come eventually. Oh, it's the hotel right next to the David L. Lawrence Convention Center, and actually the lower floors actually serve as a secondary area for the con. Oh my god, what's that hotel? Hey, Chiruid, good to see you. Let's read some comments and maybe that'll come back to me. Weston. No, yes, thank you. Okay, Weston. I can't believe the name slipped my mind. Anyway, okay, so Jason, let's see. My favorite character on My Little Pony is Rainbow Dash. Yeah, that's a cool character too. And DJ Pony, Loud Music. Those are my favorite 2 characters. Yeah. All right, yeah. So I arrived at the Weston. Yep. So I got there, got checked in. And then this time, see, I didn't know about like having like a luggage cart and all that. So that's how I just took everything with me in the elevator, rode up. This year, because like it'd just be too much, and like I don't want to take up room for other people to get elevators. So I waited for a luggage cart, and then finally got one. And then there's like a separate set of elevators, like a separate elevator bank just for that. And I think it's mainly used for like the employees, so they with the laundry and linens and all that. So I got there, I got my own private elevator just for myself. And I was on the 15th floor. Last year I think it was the 24th, so it was like not as high up as before. But I got a better route because outside it's looking directly at the con building, the convention center, so it's a lot nicer of a view. And so, yeah, I got up there. I got off the elevator, and it looks like I'm in some alternate universe. Like it's like it looks like a big giant like closet or whatever. Like where the heck am I? So like I open the door and bam, there's like a linen closet. Where I was like, oh my god, I'm lost. Where do I go? And then there's like a locked doors to the right, and then finally to the left there's a set of double doors. And then I open the door, and voila, there I am out in the hallway. It's like, whew. So I was like, I don't want to have to go back down and get in the regular line. So anyway, so I was able to find my room with relative ease after that. And then now I think it's a good time to switch over to the pictures. So let me adjust my window. Alrighty, if it'll let me. It's gonna let me. Whew. Oh, that's not the right thing. Yeah, I guess it would help if I chose the right things to adjust. Oh my gosh. Yeah. There we are. Alrighty. And let me readjust this. Alrighty, I guess that's good. Alright, so here's the thumbnail kind of design spur in the moment. Stories from Anthrocon 2023. So, yeah. So I get to my room, pretty much just, dump everything down, and I take a nice good look out of my window, and came across something very interesting. All right, so let me, before I get ahead of myself. All right, switch over to my pictures. So, here's the first picture. It's a hotel bank. Excuse me, the elevator bank. So yeah, if you look out the window directly to the right, there's the lobby with all the different elevators, and it looks really, really creepy. I guess the yellow lighting and the fact that it's like, yeah, it just looks kind of creepy and empty, like back room sort of vibes. Let's see, Max says, I would love to attend Anthrocon, West Furfest, etc., but I don't have any money to pay yet. Yes, that's true. Hopefully one day it'll change. Yes, cons are very, very pricey. However, like if you don't have to travel far, it helps. If you could find people to room with, it defrays costs. So, I mean, there are ways of mitigating the expenses, but yeah, they can be pricey. She says, can you do a big favor? Get some videos for me when you get there. Oh, well, I was already there, but you're in luck because I took plenty of video footage and pictures, and then in the near future, I'm gonna go ahead and do the official con video where I go around, where I'll show you like all my different footage and all that. This is like the live action, real time, like we explain the whole story and everything. Whereas that con video is not really gonna have any like narration or explanation. It's just random footage. But yeah, that'll be out there for you. So wish granted. Dale says, if you want to see an impossible engineering project that ran way over budget, the Big Dig project here in Boston was that way. It turned out to be garbage. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, another snafu is the Goat Path project in Lancaster. Just east of the city, there's US Route 30 bypasses. There's a bypass that goes around Lancaster, and then it goes over toward York. Now, on the east side of the city, they were planning to do a bypass of Route 23, which goes like through Holland and eventually ends up at Valley Forge. So they started construction, and then they have like the right of way all cleared out and all that, and yeah, like the bridges and everything set up, but there's no pavement at all. For whatever reason, they just completely aborted the project, and so now the land's like permanently scarred. Like you can see where a highway would be. It's like a ghost highway, but there's no pavement. Obviously, nobody driving on it. So it was named the Goat Path. I think that was like back in the 70s or something. Yeah. Max says, gives everyone the fandom the backroom vibes. Yeah, it was creepy, but good kind of creepy though. Jason, how was the weather up there when you were nothing sunny or kind of warm? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that because I completely forgot. Like earlier in the week, like around Wednesday or so, before I left, we got more of that smoke for the Canadian wildfires. Like the smoke came in like early June, and then it finally went away, and I thought it was gonna be gone permanently, but no, it came back. And then Thursday when I left, the smoke was there all day into the evening, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, yeah, it really wasn't that bad. Just like a persistent haze. But then when I woke up Friday morning, it was completely gone and it stayed gone. As far as weather's concerned, it wasn't as hot as last year. And then I think it rained a little bit. Like, granted, like the majority of the time I was indoors, either in the hotel or the convention center. So the weather didn't really impact me too much. I think it rained a little bit it rained a little bit on Saturday, but not enough to affect the parade. And then Sunday it rained a little more heavily. And then Sunday night actually we got some storms. But other than that, and then Monday coming back, I had a little bit of rain, but it wasn't too much, just a little sprinkle. But then the rest of the day it was nice and sunny. Hey Drake, good to see you as usual. Yep. So there's your back rooms vibes. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Oh yep. So here's a view outside of my hotel room, first night. And so the building here, this is the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. So like the entrance is down below the street level. You can either go on the left side, which is the west end, or the east, or the part you can't see on the other side is the east end. And then you go up the second floor, which is where the dealer's den is. And then the third floor is like the main con area with all the rooms, and the Spirit Picture Ballroom is there. And then the fourth floor, there's like two corridors on either side of the rooftop for more like panel rooms. All right. All right, so there's yours truly. This was taken Friday morning. Went ahead and suited up, took this picture. Yeah, and then I also recorded like a brief video, like to use this as like my intro and outro for the YouTube video that'll be releasing. So yep, there I am in my room. Yep, there I am, nice and comfy. Big spacious bed. Yep. Yeah, just did myself a mini photo shoot. And here's another one. I had to close the curtains because the sunlight was like washed everything out. So, yeah. Alrighty, so this is going back to the first night, Thursday night. So as soon as I got settled and situated, that I went over to the convention center to register, because by that time it was still before 9:00 p.m. So I had another hour to get registered. So I went over there. Here's a nice picture of showing like the convention center. So ooh, let me find my cursor. So down below is the street level where you go in, and then the where you go to register halls D and E on the left side, the west end. And then you can see the nice rooftop. There's the Anthrocon flag. Yep. It's a really nice building. The one thing that just sticks out is the carpet. I just can't get over how ugly the carpet is. But the rest of the building is just really beautiful. Yeah. All right, so here is Hall D. Now, basically, and you can see the line of people. So that's where the registration line is. So Hall D basically is where your check is. Like they still like require either like a proof of vaccination or like a negative test. So we're all like one single line for that. And then after Hall D, you go into Hall E, and this is where the actual registration is. Now, all these people here, that's like the regular, for like basically the general registration. You know, like a cause usually have, there's different tiers. They have general, then you have sponsor. I forget exactly what that entails. Maybe I think you get the t-shirt and the hat. Oh, by the way, yeah. I'll show that, it's just to explain. And then I got super sponsor, which is a step higher, so they can get a shorter registration line. Definitely came in handy because you can see the amount of people. There's like only one person ahead of me in a super sponsor line, and you get like your goodies with the hat and the t-shirt. You get to attend the super and ultra sponsor brunch. That was really, really good, and you get priority entry into all like the main ballroom events, and also early entry into the dealers den. There's so many good perks, so many good perks. So I think it's worth the price. And then finally ultra sponsor, you get all that plus you get some other bonuses, but that got a little too pricey. So I think super sponsor was right. The happy medium right in the middle. That's right, Drake. However, I have to say, and now I'm come to think of it, I don't even think, you know what? I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but just for my personal experience, I don't even remember them asking for or maybe they did check it at the registration. I think they did check it, yeah, at the registration table. Yeah, either that or like negative tests. But I think eventually they're not gonna waive that requirement. And like there was also the policy where like in the main ballroom area and also like the dealer said there's supposedly like a mask requirement, but they were very lax on enforcing that. And pretty like it was kind of half and half. Some people were, others weren't. So even like if it was official policy, they were pretty lax in that enforcement. So, yeah. But I think it's a happy medium. I mean, yeah. Like I don't want to give my personal opinion, but at this point, I think it's up to people's preferences what they want to do. Yes, this looks like madness. Registration for Anthrocon New England at the hotel location was similar. Yeah. But the nice thing about the David Eldar's Convention Center is it's very spacious, so it's able to facilitate all these people. And at the very end of the stream, I'm going to give you like the exact statistics and numbers and all that. Yeah. Alrighty. So after I got registered, I was good to go. I went, I was just wandering around, see what was going on, and then here I am on the rooftop, and this is facing back toward the hotel. You can't see it in this shot, but there'll be other shots. So there you can see the nice full moon there, and you can see a little bit of the haze is still hanging around, and some of the Pittsburgh skyscrapers. It's very, very beautiful. She was asking, could you send me some pictures of some of your furry friends? I could save them my pictures. Well, I could do that, but like I post pictures on my socials, like on Twitter, Instagram, Amino, like so you're feel free like to save them to wherever. Yeah, they're there for you. Yeah, really nice. And this is facing the other direction. And I think this is the first time I was on the rooftop at nighttime, and the really beautiful lights there. It's a very nice atmosphere. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I included some videos this time. So here's the same location, and yeah. So the same couple shots there. Yeah. There we go. All right, so after I was on the rooftop, I went back in, and then I went down to the third floor. This is Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom, which is the main events room. And then every night they had raves there. So I'm not really much for raves or for dances, just because I don't really, it's not really my forte per se. But I made a promise to myself from last year, like the 10 raves, do more stuff, get out of my comfort zone, and I'm thankful I did. So this is the rave the first night, and it's kind of hard to see. But if you look right toward the right of the big bright light, you can see that's actually a cardboard cutout of Uncle Kage holding his bullhorn. Like he loves his bullhorn. He walks around the con space all the time and and uses it to announce things. But yeah, in fact, I didn't see that at the time. But when I got back to I reviewed all the footage, I saw that. I thought that was funny. Yeah. So I attend the rave a couple of nights. Like I did the first night just for a little bit. And I went back on Friday night again, just chilling, just for a little bit. I wasn't there that long, and did not bring my fursuit with me. Yeah. All right, and then I got back to the hotel room. This is the lobby of the Westin. In the back, you could see there's the people waiting for the elevators. Now I have to say, the line looked kind of long, but they could squeeze a lot of people in, and they had like I guess like 6 operating simultaneously. So like there's always like a volunteer or a staff member there manning like the controls, and you just tell the person what floor you're on, and then like it goes from like letters A, B, C, D, E, and F, I believe, and then he'll tell you or they'll tell you which elevator to get on. And it's ironic because like I was on the 15th floor, so I should have said number 15, to use the Chill's voice, but I forgot to do that. Hey there, Foxy. I am a what is that? 10 million pound fox. I had to count the number of zeros. Yeah. Is that 10? Yeah, 10 million. Yeah. Wow, it's quite heavy. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then here in the foreground is the Lamb character. I forget the name from the Cult of the Lamb game. Yeah. Actually, looking good there. I would dance there till I got drunk and pass out, even though I don't drink. Yeah. Yeah, the raves go from like, I want to say 10 p.m. to like 1 or 2 a.m. So they're here for quite a while. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and also the Westin Hotel, they have that nice like vine wall, like a wall with vines there. It looks really nice. All right, now here we are Friday morning looking out this is from the elevator back. Like my room was like over here on this side. So this is facing more downtown, so you see some of the skyscrapers there. And it's another shot of the city. I love Pittsburgh. Second time now I've been there. It's a really, really nice city. Alrighty, so yeah, here's all my con goodies. Now, when I took this picture, I inadvertently did not get a con guide, because last year they gave you like a bag with everything stuffed in it. But this year, the con guide was included, the con booklet. So I'll just show off all my stuff. So yeah, you see all my goodies that I'll show here in the video. So like here's my Stalkaz badge. Ooh, hello. Here's my Stalkaz badge, and then here's the con badge, and this is your ticket. This is always have this on you at all times, you know, because this is what the staff looks for. And then let's see what else. Oh. And of course you get the lanyard with it, so you can wear it around your neck. So then a whole bunch of like tickets and vouchers and goodies. So I got an invitation to attend the Artist and Dealers reception. That was Friday night. I wasn't able to make it because I was attending Uncle Kage's story hour. But yeah, so there's an invitation for that. The coupon for the pizza parma, like for like get like a free sub or whatever. I still have, like I said, to redeem it. There's also like a coupon for like $5 off the Anthronoms, which is like it's like a mini little food court in the convention building. Like they have like different choices, like pork sandwiches and ramen and things like that. And they also have Rita's too, right there. Rita's Italian Ice, always good. And then oh yeah, here's like the invitation to the super and ultra sponsor brunch that I attended Saturday. And then here's the pocket guide. It basically gives like a floor plan. The convention center, and also like and like the schedule, the printed out schedule. Of course, it's always best like to refer to it online because these can be subject to change, and that's the most current. Foxy's saying, I sit down in a chair, the leg starts creaking and bending and breaks off underneath. Wow. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hey, Walter, good to see you. All right, what else do I have? Oh yeah, and I got the voucher to get the T-shirt and the cap. They came as included with my registration. So yeah, I was wearing the cap earlier, so there it is. And then here's the T-shirt for this year, kind of similar to last year's. Last year's was green. Let's see, make sure I can hold this up correctly. Yeah, so this is this year's T-shirt. It's blue, and has the theme, which is Anthropolis. Yeah, it's hard to hold this thing. My hoops. Yep, so there it is. Anthropolis. And yeah. It's Con 2023. So there's that. So those are all my goodies. Alright, and then so after I registered, I went back to my room, dropped my stuff off. And this is the street, I think it's called 10th Street. It's right in front of the Westin Hotel. And then you can see one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters. I took a picture. It looked really cool. And so the entrance there in the corner, that's Condado Taco. Now, I went there last year, but I did not go there this year. Nothing against it. I just felt like going to the pizzeria instead. And it's a good thing I did, because you'll see in just a moment. Yeah, Pizza Parma is like one of the best places, like one of the more popular places for the attendees to go to, because they pretty much deck out the restaurant specifically for like furries during Anthrocon. They renamed their restaurant Furryland, have like lots of furry themes. And so this is like a sandwich board right outside their entrance. Say, paws down, best pizza in town. All right, and then here's the view inside. And then there's the name Pizza Parma. There's the Penguins, the Steelers, the Pirates logos there. Yeah, a whole bunch of cool stuff. And then I was just waiting in line to order. There's two doors. This is one of them. And you can see there's a whole bunch of free stickers plastered on there. Let's see. Oh yeah, Anthropolis is not. And it kind of sounds like that. Indianapolis is probably what you're thinking of. And then there's of course Annapolis, Maryland, the capital. Yeah. But like polis, it's like a Greek word meaning like city. Yeah. So anthro meaning human-like. Yeah. So, yeah. And look what we have here. Can any of you guys think of who that is, or can you guess who that is before I tell you? I ran into him while I was eating. It also says on the badge, but you may or may not be able to read it. When I stop with the floorboards, the floor crack and lift up, leave a footprint. Yeah. Yep, that'll do it. All right. Anyone want to venture a guess? I'll try to be as interactive as possible, do some audience participation. Yeah. So anyway, so while you guys are guessing, Rochi, good guess, not quite though. So yeah, I ordered something called the lasagna wrap, and it was really good. Yeah, that's what I had. Oh, you got it. Yep, Drake got it. Uncle Kage. Yep, Max got it too. Ding 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 ding. Yep. Yeah. So like he was eating while I was eating, and then I waited for him to finish, and then I went up and said hi. Could I take a picture? And he's like, sure. And so he posed for me there. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Really nice guy, and he is quite a character. He has a wicked sense of humor. Let me tell you. Yeah. All right, so after eating, I go back to the convention center. Here's basically the same view as before, but this time during the daytime. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I read online like a wiki for apparently he did own a fursuit. Yeah. Yeah, but throughout the con he wasn't suiting. He was as himself. All right, so I go inside the convention center, and here's a view of this is the railroad bridge. The train goes across, and this is the Allegheny River. So, quick geography lesson. So, Pittsburgh is at the confluence of two rivers, the Allegheny and the Monongahela. The Allegheny flowing from the north, where this is. There's a Monongahela River flowing from the south. They converge at Three Rivers Point, and then they form the Ohio River. And the Ohio River, of course, is a tributary of the Mississippi, which flows down into the Gulf of Mexico, which is a part of the Atlantic Ocean. So, yeah. It's always a really nice view here. Like down below on the ground floor, they have something called the riverfront. I think it's a popular hangout spot, and especially at nighttime, people like chill jam, kind of like do another rave. I didn't make my way down there, but I definitely want to put that on my list to do next year. Uncle Kage was there. The other guy with the black hat, the one on YouTube. I'm not sure who you're referring to. Mate, was it Ronnie the Noodle Dragon? If so, yeah, he was there too. Yeah, he's another staff member. Fox says, I try to ride a bike. The tires popped and the rim bending. The frames start to break. Bending will crush it. Yeah, that'll do that. Yeah, it looks similar to Cleveland. Okay. And this is facing downriver, so there's a few more bridges. And then in the distance, you can see the PNC Stadium. That's where the Pittsburgh Pirates, the baseball team, play. And I think was it Friday night? I believe it was Friday night. Like all of a sudden, I walk out to the porch and I hear like loud cheering. So I wonder if they had a game in then or something. Yeah, it was like really loud cheering going on. Or maybe they're just happy to see me. It's like, it's Stalkaz. Ah. Yeah, wishful thinking. Yeah. All right, here's just a view inside. I forget the official name of this area, but it's like it's an open area with like seats and all that. And then back here is where you go, like the lobby for the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. And then of course here escalators go up to the fourth floor. Yeah, so this and then to the immediate left we could see in this picture was where like the photography room is. Just like last year, they had two photographers there, and you could get like your picture taken for free. It was really nice. Do a photo shoot. And then a little bit farther down is where the dealer's den, or I keep saying dealer's den, where the headless lounge is. Yeah. And for those of you that suit or know anything about suiting, that's an absolute must is to go to the headless lounge. All right, so this is one of the first fursuiters I caught up with. This is Chevron the Wolf. I've seen him at Furrydelphia as well. He's really active, and like he goes to the Delaware Fur Bowl in Newark, Delaware. Like every I think they convene like every month. I see him post pictures online. He does a lot of VR stuff. I think he's also goes to like that New Year's Eve Furry Bowl, also in Newark, Delaware. So yeah, he's really nice guy. Yep. So he posed for me there. All right, now the aforementioned dealer's den. So this is taken from up above on the Sky Bridge. So this is right before it opened. And so you can see everyone setting up, waiting for the impending stampede. Yeah. I'll set it a little while. Maybe you could pick out some of the vendors and the dealers' names. A lot of like high profile names. So this is the calm before the storm. Believe me, there was quite a storm brewing. Here's another picture. Yep. Last minute preparations. All right, and here's looking the other way. Yeah, so there's Fursuit supplies, and then here's Hyena Agenda. They're a big name in furry merchandise. They make a lot of big T-shirts and custom prints and all that. And this is facing the other way. More dealers down there, of course. And then all these empty tables and chairs. This is the artist alley. This is all the different artists where they sit. And then behind these curtains is the art show. Now, I did not attend that neither last year nor this time. I guess eventually I should at least take a gander. I'm not sure if some sort of contest or anything like that, or just people exhibiting their art. But yeah, next year I want to go to that. Hey, Willow. Yeah, good to see you here. Yep. So here, and actually, this area here with the table is the con store where you sell merchandise, and that's where I went to get my cap and my T-shirt. Yep. So you can see it's a very, very spacious room, and rightfully so, because lots of people. Dan's asking, what's the theme of Anthrocon? Anthropolis was this year's theme. Anthropolis. Hey, Willie. Good to see you. All right, so at this point, I caught up with some more cool fursuiters. I'm not entirely sure if this is one of the beauty of the base fursuits, but it kind of gives that sort of vibe. In any event, it's still really cool. So, yeah. Alrighty, so here's the proof, the photographic evidence. So, Friday, or like for super and ultra sponsors, we're supposed to get early entry into the dealer's den. Though it's open to everyone at 12 noon, but we were supposed to get early entry like around 11:45. And so I get there probably, I want to say like 11:20, 11:30ish to get a good place. And so I'm waiting in the super sponsor line, and then the people here in the picture are on like the general and sponsor line. And so as you see, it got really packed really quickly. And so what ended up happening is they let us in even earlier, like around 11:40. And then Uncle Kage was there checking our badges to make sure we're good to go. And then, so we got in there, we're kind of scurrying around, getting the good pickings, the early good pickings. And then about 5 minutes later, they make an announcement that everybody has to be let in, or basically giving the dealers a heads up. It's like, unfortunately, we're going to let everyone in early because it's becoming unsafe. It's just too crowded, too many people. And so then everyone comes bursting in. And I have to say, it looked kind of crowded. It actually wasn't that bad. It wasn't too busy or chaotic when you entered in. So, yeah. And I'm not sure why they had it done this way, because last year, previously, they had everyone wait in Hall C, which is the empty hall to the far end. And then they would fun about single file in nice orderly fashion. So I'm not sure why they didn't do that this year. But in any event, you know, we all got in and nobody got trampled, so that's a win. Alrighty. See, where's my mouse? There we go. And it is inside the dealer's den. It's a cool lion fursuit. Very realistic looking. Alright. There's one of those inflatable suits. That looked pretty cool. Now, some of these pictures were taken with my camera, and I don't have the best quality with. They're all taken with my camera, duh. I mean, my phone. My phone isn't the best quality camera, so it's a little blurry. And of course, with motion and movement, it makes it blurry. Whereas other pictures that were taken with my camcorder have better quality. Dale says the theme to A&E this year was trains, due to the MBTA being here. Next year will be it's a nor'easter since we got massive. Oh yes, I love trains, and in fact. That's like a new phenomenon, like rail furs, like furries that are into like trains and rails, which I guess I kind of identify with, because like I always like riding trains, and when I was a kid we had a model railroad set, and I always enjoyed like talking and looking at trains. And nor'easters, yeah, we got them here in Pennsylvania too. I mean, look at the blizzard of '96. That was a nasty nor'easter. Yeah. And here we have a Jedi. Yep, striking a pose. And then here's a familiar face. For those of you who know, this is Fiona. Caused a little bit of a controversy, not by their own doing, just because of her just because of her appearance. But I see nothing wrong. Yeah, but very, very popular name, familiar face. So yeah, there she is, and a horse too. Bonus points for being a horse. Hey, Horse-O-Matic. Thanks for sharing your con experience with us. One of these years, I hope to visit Anthrocon. It's really great to see all the different sisters and sites. Yeah, yeah, you're quite welcome. I love sharing my experiences. It's like I'm reliving the whole experience with you guys, and yeah, I love like sharing my adventures. All right, here's a nice view inside the dealer's den. This is the charity raffle, and I think like basically I think it's Sunday around 4 p.m. between the dance comp and the closing ceremony. They have like this special charity event. And I think maybe that's when they like auction or like they do that kind of thing. I don't know. I have to look further into it. It's like a special ticketed event that you have to pay for, but that's what that says there. And then of course there's a con. And then up here on top, this is that footbridge that spans across. So on the right side is like where the corridor is, and then there's the balcony overlooking the river, and then on the left side is how you get to the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. Yep. Lots of people, lots of stuff. Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, here's a video I took on the inside. I was going a little incognito because I didn't want to like get in trouble. Like they're pretty chill. Like I remember the one time I was at Philadelphia and I started recording video with the leaders. Then one guy barked at me. He's like, "No photography." I'm like, "Okay," but here they're more chill. So yeah. Here we are. More footage of the dealer's den. That reminds Max of Nicki Minaj. Okay. Yeah, lots of people as you can see, but it wasn't like chaotic at all. It was pretty much a good balance. Suitors. Yeah, autocorrect. Yeah, that I think could be a bear. All right, and here you see Space Cat Creations. Lots of cool like suit makers, and then here's a Dragonite plush, and there's the three evolutions. We have Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon. Yeah. Here we have Corgi Beans. Speaking of plushies, they're famous or known for making custom-made plushes of different personas. And I think I don't hold me to this, but from my understanding, I think you can get your own custom-made plushie of your own persona. I know like the more high popular name furries like commission them like to make bulk quantities to sell, but I think maybe they do like single orders if you want to make like your own persona into a plush. And then here I caught up with Dr. Wildlife again. Yeah, knows she's a zoologist and knows all about animals and that sort of thing. So yeah, really nice person. And here we have fursona pins, as the name suggests, to make pins of people's personas. Oh, Max, you see Blue Fulf? Hmm. Let's see in the past. Oh, guess no, wouldn't be in that. Or maybe let me scroll back. In fact, I caught up with her like at the very end of the con. Oh, you mean in the Corgi Beans? Yeah. Oh yeah, Pineapple Fox. Yeah, I actually ran into him too. Oh yeah, in the banner. Oh yeah, there's Pokari. Yeah. Unfortunately, she hasn't. She didn't make it to con. I think the only time she was in the States was back in 2018. She attended MFF. But yeah, eventually I want to make it there just to put that on my bucket list. Alrighty, so fursonapins.com. Here is a close-up of Hyena Agenda, the merch line. There's fursuitsupplies.com. Now this vendor sells different types of armor. I thought it was pretty cool. That's stuff you don't see every day or at Furcons all the time. Furry mystery box. So these are known like you basically they have the different pricing, and then you buy a box, and then you get to see what's in it after you buy it. Yeah. There's the line for that. All right. Give yourself a little bit of a breather. This balaclava bothered my forehead just a little bit. Face reveal. Whew. Yeah. So, as exhibited in real time, it's good. Always a good idea to take a break when you're first starting. Go headless. You know, hydrate if you need to. Yeah. Fresh air. Yes, yeah, Drake, there are a lot of vendors. You need a new balaclava, yeah. No, actually, recently Beta did one of his streams on Twitch. He was playing this game called Clone Hero. It's similar to Guitar Hero, like a rhythm game with a guitar, and he ended up like wearing his Levi fursuit head while playing the game, which of course major props. I mean major props for that. But the reason I'm bringing this up is like he was wearing a balaclava, but like his is like had similar to this, but is like has a custom print design on it, and like the way he wore it, like it kind of like it can also like wear it across your mouth. It kind of made him look like a babushka, like one of the old ladies from Russia. Yeah, the babushkas. Yeah. Yeah, this says Clover something or other. Yeah, I couldn't catch it, but they have like inflatable cool stuff, like Halloween themed stuff. Yeah. Really, really cool. Yeah, awesome printers. Gengar and Haunter and Ghastly, the 3 ghosts Pokemon there. Cool t-shirts. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. Oh yeah, and then here's the booth for Fursuit glasses. Fursuitglasses.com. I think that's the guy that runs it. Like he had like an assistant there. And so like you can see there's many different types of frames you can get, and then different types of lenses. Now I got these before, I ordered them online, but unfortunately the original set of frames snapped and broke, so I wasn't able to wear them. But then so I made a beeline to here because I figured I may as well get a new pair of frames since I'm there, and then you don't have to pay shipping or whatever. So that's where I got the Fursuit glasses from. Yep, so here they are. Yeah, this time sans frames. See, yeah. All right, let's see. Hey, there's a cool dragon. I got the backside of them. They slipped by a little too fast for me. Oh yeah, where it says terrace, there's a stairway on either side. Like in between is where the sky bridge is. It goes across to the other side and along the top. But you can also take the stairs up to. That's how you get to the rooftop. Alrighty. I guess I'll go ahead and put my suit back on. There we are. Okay. Yeah, there's a cute deer furry. And the sign says, I love birds. Okay, yeah. I'm kind of fond of them myself. And here, this is in the corridor outside the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. There's an awesome Protogen fursuit with glowy lights and all that. And here is Tutors the Wolf. Yeah, I met him earlier on, and with another furry. Yeah, Tutors is he used to be on TikTok. He just not on there anymore, but he's still a familiar face. And yeah, he always carries around candy, known as the Candy Wolf. Really nice guy. You can kind of make this like a game of Where's Waldo. If you see anyone recognize, feel free to pop it in the chat. Funny thing is, like, this oftentimes, like, you walk by, like, especially when I'm shooting, you walk by people, you don't even realize who they are, and then I come back home and I review the footage, and then, oh my gosh, there's so-and-so. I didn't realize that. Alrighty. And here we have a cool mannequin. And then this guy here on the right, uh, this is case in point. In fact, well, then I wasn't wearing my suit at the time, but this guy's name is Running Paul. He and I both watched Pikaru when she streamed, and I won't say exactly where he lives, but not too far from where I live. And then I didn't even know he was coming to Anthrocon. And then eventually we actually met up on Sunday, but this was actually taken, I believe, on Friday, like a couple days before. And so this is a perfect example. So I'm going through my photos, and then I was like, wait, I did a double take. So, oh my gosh, it's Running Paul. I took a picture of someone I knew. I didn't even know who was there. Yeah, because this is the first time I saw him in person. So, yeah. All right. Oh, and then here is Ty the Saber. Yeah, he and I are friends, and this is actually on the Skybridge, which connects the convention center with the Westin Hotel. And then there's his friend. I think his name is Fenris, I believe. Anyway, yeah, Ty's a really nice guy. Yeah, here's a random video showing some shenanigans. So, just FYI, so the people there in that line are waiting to use the elevator. So, in order to get back and forth to the convention center to Weston, um, you either have to wait for the elevator to go down to the lower floor, or like you could actually go and sneak into one set of doors in the ballroom, and then there's a stairway that goes down, and that's what I would go use to go back and forth. And then every year they keep Uncle Kage always saying like whenever you fill out the survey, as a suggestion, I'll recommend that they install escalators to go back and forth. And I think it's definitely needed because there's so much foot traffic going back and forth between the two buildings. They definitely need to put a set of escalators for an easier transition. And so this room, as you can see, is a bunch of pool toys. Now, just because of like the scheduling and for me to clear my schedule to maximize the opportunities to go suiting, I pretty much didn't really attend any panels at all. However, this is like the one actual panel I was planning to attend, and I was under the assumption like it was like it's a pool toy panel, so I thought it was supposed to be like an actual presentation and like introducing you and give you hints and stuff, but it really was more or less like a meetup. Like people had them because like a guy comes up to me, he's like, "Did you bring your own pump? Did you bring?" I'm like, "What?" No, I thought this just be like an informative session or whatever. And but anyway, so like people brought their own pool toys here, and so I didn't really stay too long. I just came to take pictures and then left. And I might have like if I were suited up, I would have stayed longer and maybe played around a little. But I wasn't in my suit, so yeah. Yeah, it's another view of the pool toys. I think they're really cute. I just love them. All right, this is going across the Sky Bridge. You can see the dealer's in the background. Cool bat furry. And then here we go. There's a whole bunch of mannequins. I love mannequins. I keep saying everything's cute because they are. Yeah. Oh, Drake used to run pool toy panels at cons. Okay. Yeah. Max is asking, how much can a pool toy hold someone being submerged in water? Well, the thing is, with pool toys, they're buoyant. They float, so you can't. It's just like a beach ball. You can't submerge it underwater. But I imagine they can hold quite a bit of weight just because of how buoyant they are. Yeah. And then here's the same area. A bunch of mannequins, and then this mannequin specifically, I didn't know their name, but I'll go into detail later on. But anyway, this is Eventide. That's the name of that mannequin. Yeah. All right, it's a picture of JFET with yours truly. Yep. When he talks, he has like a microphone with a speaker, so you could recognize his voice right off the bat. Yeah. And there's a picture of Sakai, the horse, and yours truly. We hung out quite a bit. He was nice enough to take pictures for me, and then when I went shooting, to take some video footage as well. Yeah, real nice guy. All right, this is Friday evening. We went to Uncle Kage's story hour. Now, funny story is like, so Sakai and I like met up, and after going shooting during the afternoon, we planned to go to the Uncle Kage story hour, and I was under the assumption it was going to be in the spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom, because that's like where all the big events are. And I know like this is a popular event that a lot of people attend. And here, so we're waiting and waiting and waiting, and like this, it's kind of funny how there's no line. Like, wow, what's going on? So I go up to the one con staff member. And it's like, hey, is this where we go for Kage story hour? I was like, no, it's in Hall C. I'm like, ah. So then, like, we both made a beeline over to Hall C, and we still got there in time before it started. Now, Hall C is immediately adjacent to Halls A and B, which is where the dealer's den is, and this is where we convened last year for the Fursuit parade. This year they had it set up with chairs as like a secondary like event room. So yeah, this is where Uncle Kage's story hour was out, and that was a blast. And as the name suggests, it's Uncle Kage there to give a whole bunch of funny stories. Anything from like talking about his experience like driving the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and like had stuff in the like they're like having cargo in the back, and stuff was like rolling around because it didn't secure it tight enough. Because if for those of you that have ridden the Pennsylvania Turnpike, yes, there's tunnels that go through like the really tall mountains, but there's other areas that go up and down hills and mountains. It's very, like you said, 3-dimensional, very lots of diverse terrain. So yeah. And then he was talking about his time over in Germany for Eurofrance, that convention. And yeah, and he gave like a little background on the history of Anthrocon, how it ended up in Pittsburgh. Like effectively what he said, like the hotel in Philadelphia where it used to be held. Like I think it started in Albany, and then he took it over, moved it on to Philly, and then like the either outgrew the space or the hotel got is no longer available. So he was looking around for future locations, and someone from Pittsburgh proposed moving it out to there. And at first, Uncle Kage was like, "Heck no," because like he hadn't been there since like the 1980s, and at that time it had like a bad rap. It wasn't very desirable of a city. So then this individual invited him to tour the facility out there, and so he said like he was going through the tunnel, and then he came out the other side, and then he was like blown away. He's like, "Oh my gosh, who put this beautiful city in front of Pittsburgh?" And that was kind of funny because, yeah, because this really has changed over the years. And then, as you say, the rest is history, because obviously, yeah, that's where it got relocated. Let's see here. Drake saying, I have a few smaller toys meant to be buoyant. And Daniel says, JFET comes here too. I met him, cool guy. Yeah, I believe he lives not far from that area. Yeah. Defend Dingo. Doesn't sound familiar, but yeah, glad you can identify some. Yeah. All right, here's a close-up shot of the Uncle Kage with one of his hats, and there he is. And throughout the entire time, he's like sipping wine as he's telling his stories. Other times he like wears like a bowler, and yeah. Oh, he was talking about the time where like how this Anthrocon was cashless because they had a difficult time securing like cash, like the armored cars and all that. It was a funny story. But they had a lot of frustrations with customer service and miscommunication. Yeah. Alright, so here's a shot of the Westin Hotel where I stayed. This is this building here in the middle. And then down here in the lower corner, this is the Sky Bridge, which connects the Westin with the convention center. And here we go again. There's another picture of Westin. There's a Sky Bridge. So here's 10th Street, and then the street going across here is Penn Avenue, and then this street farther away is Liberty Avenue. Yep. I'm finally starting to know my way around Pittsburgh because I've only been here twice, so it's a relatively new experience. Yeah, another view of the skyscrapers. All right, and here we have the rooftop during the daytime. So the rooftop this is effectively right above that walkway. It goes across the dealer's den. So a nice shot of that there. All right, here we are Sunday morning. Oh, excuse me, Saturday. I'm skipping a day. Oh my gosh. So this is Saturday morning at the brunch, and there's Uncle Kage there on stage giving a very brief speech because like I know you guys are hungry, you want to eat. So, oh man, it was a very scrumptious meal, very filling. So like as the name suggests, both breakfast and lunch items. I mean, you had scrambled eggs. They had sausage, bacon, French toast. They had salad, fruit salad. They had like chicken. They had baked salmon. Oh, good food, yummy food. Yeah. That was held basically in the Allegheny Ballroom, which is in the Westin Hotel. So went there early in the morning or earlier, and then afterwards, that I came back to the dealer or the David Lawrence Convention Center, and now this is Hall C from above. I'm on the balcony. Now this is the vantage point from where they took the group photo last year of all the fursuiters before the parade. This year, just because of the amount of attendees, it wasn't possible to do that. So that's why they have chairs, and this is where we all convene to step off for the parade. Now, while we were gathering and waiting, the guy would say like you're not allowed to take photography, but this was before that time. This is because I think they officially started receiving people at 11:30, but people got there even earlier. So that's my defense. Yeah. So I took a picture from aloft. And this is right outside the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. There's a I'm not quite sure the name of this fursuiter, but I just love it. Really cool. And there you can see the skylights. I just love skylights. Nice natural lighting. And here we have Kovu, one of the more for less fursuits with glasses. Yeah, and then just the Joker in the background there. Now, yeah, so this is facing behind is where from where I'm standing is the elevator to go up to the outside the ballroom. And if you go towards the direction of the Joker, that's how you get to the sky bridge, which connects to the hotel. So it's like a small corridor there. Alrighty, so I guess you guys can all guess who that is. Of course, I'm on the left. I'm sure you guys know who that is on the right. Yeah, funny story because when I was shooting, I walked by him on Friday, and I had no idea he was right there. He was just practically like feet away from me. I had no idea he was there, so I went right by him. And then on Saturday, I heard his voice. I'm like, oh my god, that's got to be Pineapple Fox. So I turned my head, and lo and behold, there he was. I was en route to the room for the parade, and then so I was able to get a picture. And I was lucky to hear his voice first. So yes, this Pineapple Fox there. See, I only knew about it the first time going by him because like when I came back home, I was reviewing the footage of the videos, and I can't believe where I am walking right by him. It was obliviously, yeah. And there's a shot inside the room, inside the Hall C, where we're all waiting for the parade to kick off. So like officially open at 11:30 for everyone. Hi there, Ace. And then basically they were gonna like shut it off at 1:30, and then the parade was supposed to officially begin 2 o'clock. So like we were like everyone was gathering, and we are all like waiting in chairs. Like every 10-15 minutes, the one of the staff people, Ace, I think he like runs all the panels and events. He would like speak his microphone, like thanks for your patience. Just grab a seat, move as far forward as possible, move as inward as possible, like to keep everyone together, and gave instructions of what to do. And then closer to the time to step off, then Uncle Kage came in and he would give further announcements and explain to the number of people. They can't do the group photo, but he said it'll be official con. Photographers throughout, they'll take pictures and all that. Oh yeah, specifically this picture is Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us, for those that you know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Daniel. We have Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us. Yep. And here's a picture of yours truly in the parade. Um, oh yeah, and then the guy behind me, we met up after the parade was over. Really nice guy, Blitzkion, or I forget. I think that's how that's spelled. Yeah, it's really nice guy. He's like a raccoon fursona. And then the person in front of me, oh my gosh, I'm really kicking myself for not remembering the name. So unbeknownst to me, this individual had a couple TikTok videos of their character, and then I was actually, of course, being behind them. I was included in those videos. I mean, the whole time they're walking around sassy, strutting their stuff. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Ace. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Whatever the case is. Yeah. So yeah, lots of people. So the theme was, the parade would not have lasted so long. Everyone would have waited in that room for so long, like it's seemingly an eternity. See, originally they were supposed to have us walk 2 by 2, but very early on in the parade, one of the escalators broke down. So then we had to come out single file, and that's what took forever. And but Ace took it in stride, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, what you guys out here as soon as possible, because the sooner you leave, the sooner I can leave for my dinner." So it's funny. It's funny joke. It's like, he's like, "Sooner you leave, the less dad jokes you'll have to hear from me." Yeah. And as per usual, as tradition, halfway down the escalator, is Uncle Kage standing on the stairs with his bullhorn, saying, "Do not stop, keep moving." He does it every time. Oh, yep, and then there's Blitzion. We went up in Hall D after the parade. We rested and chilled. Yeah, I don't know why either, Ace. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. So, yeah, there he is. All right, and I was en route back to the Headless Lounge after the parade, and I caught up with Strobes and Gail Frostbane, the married couple there. Yeah, it's always nice seeing them. And then they actually were two of the judges for the dance comp. Yeah. Hmm. Here I am with a Protogen, really cool Protogen. I just love the way like everything lights up and glows. And there I am on the balcony facing, there's the river and the baseball stadium in the background. Yeah, Ace, I hope you can get back on board soon. Yeah, cause yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Yep, just a couple random poses there. Yeah, that's right, Dana. I think they live in that same area too. Gail and Strobes. All right, and then here I am with can't read the name, but anyway, another cool fursuiter. And then here's the room behind us. This is the photography room where that photo shoot is. So en route to the Headless Lounge, I actually stopped by the photography room and I got a couple pictures taken, since I was already suited up and all that. See, Saturday, I went to be in suit as much as possible, rather, of course, not making trips back and forth to my room, and I was already in suit, and just, maximize the amount of time in suit. So after the parade was over, I got my photo shoot, and then I went to the Headless Lounge and chilled there for a good amount of time. So I wouldn't exhaust myself and all that. And so after that, then I suited around some more. And then that evening was Floor Wars, which is one of the dance competitions. Not it's similar to the dance comp, but not exactly, because in Floor Wars the format is there's teams of 3 dancers, as kind of like bracket format, where like the team would go head to head against each other, and then the judges would pick which of the 2 teams advances to the next round, and then of course you keep going until like the final, and then the ultimate team is chosen as the winner. I wonder if fishing is allowed on the river. Not entirely sure. I'm gonna say no because I haven't seen anybody go fishing there. Yeah, I'm gonna say probably no. However, down at that at the riverfront, a lot of times I saw like one of those riverboats docked there, and like throughout the con they offered these cruises, or river cruises. I didn't sign up for them, but I know like people do that as well. So here actually is Ronnie, not in character as himself. He was the host of Floor Wars, and he did a good job emceeing. I mean, he's done this quite a few times. It's not his first rodeo, and yeah, it's funny hearing his regular voice. Cause whatever I've seen or heard him, he was always in his fursuit and always with the dragon character. And then the judges are on stage. There's a panel of 3 of them. So yeah, so here are some of the teams. So there you can see there's Ray's, a very familiar face in dance competitions. Here's this Dutchie. I don't know the name, but I've seen it before. And with the judges, so they each have a turn dancing, and at the end of each round, then the judges will point like to which team they vote for, or it'll go like this if it's a tie. And then of course, the team with the most votes advances. All right, this team is Kato on the right there. He won the dance comp at Philadelphia back in 2021, and I was a judge at last year's Philadelphia, so it's good to see him there. Yeah. So as you can see, there's a mixture of fursuiters and non-fursuiters. Yeah. And then here's Velma, this dancer, of course, dressed up as Velma from Scooby Doo. And throughout the dance, she would dance around and all that. And then like toward the tail end, like she would like run around like holding like a magnifying glass, like searching for clues. That was pretty funny. And here, much to my surprise, is Zillion Ross, very big name in terms of furry art, very talented artist. But I had no idea he could dance too. But yeah, he was in that group. He also performed in the dance comp itself in a trio of 3 dancers. Close up of Zillion. And here we have Brenda Banks, another familiar name when it comes to dance comps. Yeah, I've seen them both here at Anthrocon and also Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And then here we have Gail Frostbane, dancing. Yep. Now this was, oh my gosh. So this is the mom and the kids. So I think she's like the actual mother of the 2 furries. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the team name or whatever. But yeah, so like the first, like this young kid had major mad skills. And then this is Okami. They competed at the dance comp last year, like the regular dance comp, but in a partial suit. But here, as you can see, they got a full suit now. And then the last competitor was the mom. So she ended up dancing off against the guy, the cat. Now this guy, I think of all the dancers, I think he had like the most talent of all of them, and he was like really tearing up the dance floor. Yeah. And here's another familiar face. There's Kyer, the demon. He has a Beauty of the Beast fursuit. Very, very, very talented dancer. He was actually one of the judges at the Furry Dance Comp last year. So yeah, there he is. All right, and then this is right before the final. There's Ronnie doing the dance himself. Like everyone, like the crowd was like cheering him and egging him on to dance, and he actually has pretty good moves. Definitely better than what I could do. Yeah, so he was doing his little dance there. And then this is right after the final, after both teams competed, and here all 3 judges called it a tie. So in that case, what they had to do was like one dancer from each team. They did like a dance off, like a tie break, and then ultimately the winner was chosen. So this is the dance off. I mean, check out this guy's moves. Yeah, they leave it all on the floor, literally. I love how the teams interact with each other during the Yeah, that was pretty intense, right?
The two final gladiators in this battle for the top spot. No, y'all understand.
Oh, you know what? I just heard the name Foster.
These two are already at their
Yeah, he's the guy that had the ozone fursuit. I'll get it a little later.
Make some noise!
No wonder why he was a good dancer. I just heard the name like right now. Like he said that the guy with the cap is Foster.
Foster Jukebox, these two of the hottest dancers in this fandom right now in any circle, if you ask me. Alright, judges. Y'all got a hard choice to make, but you can only point one way. No ties, judges. Give y'all a moment. Look at all our helpers right here. Oh. Wonderful. It's okay. It's gonna get this. Listen, I know we had a furry convention, but we don't gotta do that. We're not that desperate for water. Alright. Actually, real quick, while we're taking a breath as well, can we get some round of applause for all of our helpers out here? Wranglers for these dancers. We got an AV team. AV, where you at? Production value right there. This is insane production value.
Lots of people, as you can see.
Y'all had a chance to cool down. Judges, you got a chance to think. But you can only point one direction, so crowd, one more time. Help me out here with the drum roll, please. The winner.
Here we go.
Of Full Wars, Anthrocon 2023. In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, very close call. I actually would have voted the other way for Foster and CC Street team, but you know they were both excellent. Yeah. Yeah, one of the judges there is Ronnie, the one in the fursuit on stage. He actually competed in the competition, the actual dance comp, the following day. But yeah, that was pretty intense. I'm glad I went to that. That was the first time I went to one of these. It's really, really fun. So there they are, all on the floor, yep, celebrating. But yeah, go back to Foster, the guy with the cap. I just like literally the first time I heard that, like I paid close attention because he has the character Ozone, like the hyena, the kind of the bully with the varsity jacket, and he competed in the dance comp. There's another awesome protogen Fursuit with holding a lightsaber. This is taken right after Floor Wars. I kind of like mingled around. I was waiting for some of the dancers to ambush, friendly wise. So here's Ray's, the Dino Dog, and yours truly. Yep, caught up with them again. I just love like their dance styles, like very like hip hop like. Yeah, they always put on good performances. And then here's Scar and Mufasa. I want to say either Mufasa, Simba, Lion King fursuits. Yeah. And then this was a meetup, a bunch of kimono fursuits, the kimono like the anime style. Yeah. And then here's a picture I took as the thumbnail. Yep. And then here, this is me waiting in line, I believe, for the dance comp on Sunday. And then here's Mosfet. He ran by. It was like fooling around with the kid there. And it's kind of funny, of like playing and doing antics. So before I get ahead of myself, just want to think of anything I did. Oh yeah. So after the Floor Wars, I went around the con space some more. Yeah, just chilling and seeing if I can see anyone I recognize and all that. Yeah. So as opposed to last year, I wanted to spend as much time in the con area as possible, just to to take advantage of the experience. Yeah. Oh, by the way, and then this guy, I don't remember the name or even think I knew the name. He was like pretty much manning the door for the dance comp, make sure. But he was really nice. Like he was going around and chatting with people and directing people which line to get to. He did a really good job. The staff member there. There's a cool dragon fursona, the furry walking by. Yeah, with the Anthrocon, because like especially like Floor Wars on Kage Story Hour and like the dance comp, they're such hot ticket items, such high in demand, heavily attended. That it's oftentimes it's a game of hurry up and wait. Like you have to hurry up to get a good spot in line, and once you're there, then you're gonna have to wait a good while, of course, for it to start. So that's kind of how it is. But while you're waiting, you're always like looking around, scouting to see if this, that's when I catch, people, pictures and all that. Yeah. Harpo. That's a perfect way of putting it. Harpo marks the silent Mark's brother. Yeah, exactly. Very hyper and energetic. Yeah, Marx Brothers, I love their comedy. They're kind of like the Three Stooges, but they're not slapstick. They're more like they do like a lot of puns and plays on words and clever humor. They kind of like Caracho's, of course, the guy with the mustache and glasses. He's kind of like the mastermind ringleader, kind of like the Mo of the Marx Brothers. And then there's Harpo, the silent guy who plays the harp. And then there's Chico, who has like this Italian accent. Yeah. All right, and this is the start of the dance comp. Now, the thing with this is, I got a relatively good seat, being a super sponsor. And there's Ronnie, by the way, in his dragon suit, and one of the MCs along with Humphrey. And then here, the seat in front of me are the judges, three of the five. So there's Atsu there on the left. He, along with his partner Mex on the far right, they competed in a duet. They won the competition last year, and I guess it's tradition that they bring back the winners as judges. Unfortunately, the person in the middle, their name escapes me. They were judged, and then just left the Atsu off the picture, Galen Strobes. So there were a total of 5 judges. Now, I was like fourth in line. I was in the super sponsor line. I was like the fourth one waiting there. So I thought I was gonna have a really, really good seat. So I get into so first what they do is they let the ultra sponsors and the people with like mobility assistants in first, and then it was our turn to go in. And I go in there, and here like the 2 front sections are already full. I'm like, what's going on? So I wonder if they're like reserve seating for like, because I noticed like some of the people that participated in the floor wars were there, and maybe it was like there was like maybe advanced reserve seats for people or whatever. But I still got a relatively good seat. And it's cool like being right behind the judges so you can see like their reactions during the routines. The one problem though is that there's like an open space right behind the judges, and like often the photographers will walk by. So like I recorded it all on video footage. I'm eventually gonna upload it. I know there's already footage out there on YouTube, but but I have a unique perspective because like I have a shot where you see the judges interact, reacting during the event. So I have like a distinct vantage point. So definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, so every so often you'll see like the silhouette of the photographers going by. Yeah, that's all right. So there you can see Rays. Oh yeah, and then here's Gale and Strobes. Yeah, so the Rays always does a good job. But this is more like a comedic dance. Like more other types is more serious. But like in this routine, like he does he was like dancing to "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift, and then also "Another Brick in the Wall" by Pink Floyd, and then he sound patched in like the Alex Jones, one of the political commentators, like he's like, "You're the freaking frog's gay," like so that was like patched in. It was really funny. So there's one point of routine where there's like this pocket in his fursuit, and here he's like pulling out the rainbow flag during that time. That was really funny. Now here's Milo. Now he competed. I forget his partner's name, but they were in a duet last year. But this time he competed solo. Hey Michael, good to see you. This is Caden. Really, really, really talented. You can't see it from here, but what happened was like he's a tap dancer, so he had special tap dance shoes, and then he had like a small, I would say like 3 by 3 foot like floor that he put down just for him. So he was pretty much stationary, like obviously he's dancing, moving around, but like he used like one small portion of the stage. And after his routine, that's what the judges mentioned. Like he said, like all the other dancers take note how little stage he used and the impact that he gave. Yeah. And then here's a group of 4 dancers. Like this time, like last year, just had solos and duets. This time they had like obviously solos. They had a trio, which I'll show then. This is a group of 4 called the Jocks, and the one second from the right that's Saturn Husky, and she actually hosts the dance comp at Philadelphia. She's done that the last couple of years. Really, she does a good job emceeing that. Yeah. All right, so here is Foster. Remember the guy from the Floor Wars with the cap? So I just put two and two together right now, like literally right now. So this is him in his fursuit Ozone. Yeah, he did a really good job. Yeah. And of course, there's Kyer again. Major props to him. Love his dances. And the comment that the judges made with him is he knows how to use his fursuit. Like he knows every movement of his fursuit, knows how to use it to go with the music and all that. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's your trio, and there's Zillion on the far right. Here's a Jamage, another talented dancer. First time I've heard of them, but yeah, definitely a talented dancer. And I forget the name of it. They competed in Floor Wars, but I love the maid outfit. Yeah. Here's Rane. Not to confuse Ronnie the Noodle Dragon. This is Rane. And then here, partway through the routine, someone runs out on stage and hands up the hooks. You know, from Death Wolf from oh god, what movie was that? The one that recently Puss in Boots. Yeah. And here's a familiar face. There's Brenda Banks performing. And then toward the end of her routine, a whole bunch of backup dancers came running down on stage. Yeah, very extravagant. There's Okami again. You probably remember seeing them from the Floor Wars. There they are performing in the dance comp. I love the look. It's like a dragon, some sort of dragon hybrid, or whatever. Oh yeah, this is while the judges are deliberating. They're all on stage dancing. There's Roddy wiggling, and I dubbed that the noodle. I call that the noodle dance. Let's play that one more time, just for the heck of it. Yeah. Yeah, so like while the judges are conversing and making their decisions, they're all the competitors are on stage. All right, here's the results.
Third place of the Anthrocon 2023 dance competition, we have Jamage.
If there's a Jamage, you got third place. There's Humphrey, he's the other MC, along with Ronnie.
A huge feat, especially in a crowd of this size.
Oh, there's Sheila.
Let's keep it going.
I don't believe she was performing, but yeah, she was one of the judges at Philadelphia last year.
I would like to say before, sorry to cut the drum roll, this was a really difficult decision. It was a matter of like 2 points.
Wow.
2 points difference.
What do we got? Let's get that drum roll.
Drum roll again, sorry.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
It is Ozone.
Yeah, there's Ozone, second by only 2 points. So there he jumps off stage, he grabs his badge, and he can't get back on. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, Ozone literally just left the chat for that one.
He's going.
Furry's making me
Yep,
walk.
we'll see ya.
Bye, Ozone.
All
He's
right,
lost.
Well, I guess it was a difficult decision between second and first. Crowd, do we want to find out who takes the top spot this year?
Big drum roll. Big drum roll. Let's go.
All right, this particular individual stunned all of us, and the winner of this year's Anthrocon dance competition is Caden.
Yep, Kage, the tap dancer, he's the one that won it. And well deserved, I might say. Yeah, and you can see the shock. Yeah, very unexpected.
What a fantastic performance by Kage, by Ozone, by Jamage, by everyone on the stage and crowd. Before we all send you out of the room, one more time.
Yep, every year, I'm just blown away by the talent. It's definitely like the apex of my experience, like the zenith, whatever. Like always like the high point. I love watching the dance comp. Yeah. So Michael, yeah, Anthrocon, the short answer is amazing. The long answer is The live stream, yeah, you'll get the long answer from this live stream of my experience. But yeah, the short answer was it was amazing. I had a wonderful time. Yeah, Michael, if you can please do. Yeah, if you could do it, that goes to everyone. If you're able to make it to Anthrocon, do it. You'll thank yourself. It's a wonderful con. All right, moving on. So here's a good position. So I've seated here, center stage. But so here's the judges on the platform. There's the good old photographer. It goes back and forth. And then in the row right in front of me is like the safety part of the staff. And it's basically their job, like to make sure the aisles are clear and everything's good to go. Yeah. And here's a picture of them all on stage awaiting the results. There's your photographer again, photo bombing. And this was taken right after the comp concluded, and some of the competitors. There's Dapper, the dragon, one of the competitors. Yeah, let's see if we can identify anyone else. So between the dance comp and the closing ceremony, you had the charity event, and that was like a ticketed item, so like people had to like purchase in advance or whatever to get into that. So I just pretty much just hung out and hung around. That's when I met up with Ronnie and Paul and chatted for a bit. Here's facing the other way. So like this set of doorways, on the left was the entrance for like the super and ultra sponsors, and then on the right is where actually no, that's one row over. Anyway, the left is one entrance to get into the ballroom, and then the right half is where you go for the stairway to go down to get to the sky bridge. Yeah. See, I don't recognize anyone in this photo. Oh, here we go. Yep. So this is right after the dance comp. There's Uncle Kage with his signature bullhorn, going around giving instructions where to go, what to do. Yep. Cool fursuiter. Name escapes me. Here's a photo of Saturn after the competition. Congratulated her. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure she'll be emceeing again. I imagine she would be for Philadelphia this year. Yeah. So just a quick announcement. Yeah. So I will be going to Philadelphia. I think it's August 25th to the 27th this year. Same exact location as Sheraton, Center City, Philadelphia. Yep. So here's caught up with Ozone, the second place winner, aka Foster, the backwards cap guy. It just I know I said it before. It's like it gets created to the whole, you learn something new every day. Because like I heard Ronnie and I said, oh, Foster. It's like, oh, that's Foster. That's Ozone. Yeah. And there's a picture of the two Ronnies. You have Ronald and Noodle Dragon and the other Ronnie. Yeah. And then there's a picture of yours truly with Ronnie. All right, and then here's Eventide again. Now, funny story with this. The snake character is Coco something or other. I forget the full name. But anyway, so like I saw the two together. So I was like, hey, mind if I take a picture? So in the process of me taking a picture, you can see Coco extending their hand out, like handing me the phone. Apparently, Coco wanted me to take a picture of them with the mannequin. But so it's funny how, yeah. But anyway, so after I took my picture, then I went ahead and took a picture with their phone, for them. And then I found them on Twitter, just scrolling through haphazardly, and I found out that the name is Coco, and then Coco was able to identify the mannequin as Eventide. So it's kind of like chain reaction. Here's another one of those more for less fursuiters. You could tell with the signature style there, the Toonie style. And here's Knox, with his signature sunflower. You're so lucky to keep your pictures alive. Well, I'm not exactly sure what that means. Usually when I take pictures, I keep them. Unless like the real duds, then I delete them. But yeah, like pictures. I love pictures. I love video footage because it allows me like to relive the experience over and over. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is when I was waiting in line for the closing ceremony. There's a Bandit from like the Bluey character, the dad character. You know, you see him all over. I think he was at more recently at FWA before he came to Anthrocon. And there was like a whole line of people. You can't see it, but there's like a whole line of people waiting to get a picture and a hug. I stayed in line because I value my position, you know, for the closing ceremony line. But yeah. And this is facing the other way. So there's another horse furry, and I believe, judging by the red shirt, he's part of the staff. So I snagged a picture of him. It reminds me of those stupid. Oh, the Tide Pod challenge. Okay. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Like I know I've heard of that. And actually, like, do people eat that? I don't get it. I don't understand these internet trends. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'll be like I was just at Anthrocon. I'll also be going to Philadelphia this year, August 25th to 27th. So yeah, as usual, I'll be taking lots of footage, and I'll just like now I'll be doing a live stream afterwards to recap my experience there too. Yeah. All right, and then this is what the last people ran into. There's Blue, ran into her. Yeah. Unfortunately, I did not find Oda Wolf. Second year row now, I did not run into him, which is kind of unfortunate. But I met so many other people. And also, I was hoping to run into JT Wesky because I really wanted to meet him. And unfortunately, we never crossed paths either. So it's always next year, always next time. All right, this is during the closing ceremony. There's all the directors on stage. Can't remember all their names, but like I think the one, like the guy on the far left is like ahead of the dealer's den. This guy is like in charge of like communications and like public relations and all that. It's like one guy's in charge of like registration, or one guy's in charge of operations. There's Uncle Kage again, the chairman, the head honcho. Then there's Ash, he's in charge of like the events, and like he was the guy that was coordinating the parade and all that. And then one person was in charge of like the comm booklet and information. And then there's Ronnie on the far end, in addition to being an entertainer and MC. He also does like a lot of like the digital media and digital stuff. And then here's that same cardboard cutout of Uncle Kage. There he is with his bullhorn. Yeah. So during the closing ceremony, like they're giving numbers and thanking everyone and blah 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 blah. And they had some bad times recently. Tell us about it. Yeah, I remember, especially at Anthrocon last year, the big bombshell was dropped on him. That was unfortunate, and yeah. This year, though, I think he's kind of doing better this year. But in any event, yeah, I was really hoping to run into him again. But I mean, one time, like the first time and the only time I met him was back in 2020 at Couple City Furcon in Harrisburg. I was fortunate to meet him there, so it's better than never. All right, and last but not least, so the final numbers. This is courtesy of WikiFur, and so the official attendance was 13,644. As you can see, it beat out Midwest Fur Fest last year by 3 people, a margin of 3 people. So as it stands right now, Anthrocon is officially the largest furry convention in the world. Yep. Now it's possible that MFF that comes up in December might surpass this number, but for right now, yep. Anthrocon is the largest con in the world. So, yeah, has that distinction. And as far as the number of fursuiters in a parade, it was upwards of, I think, 3,100, something like that. So, lots of people. So, I think that's the last picture. Yes, it is. Alrighty, so let me enlarge myself. There we are. Alrighty, wow. So, oh yeah, so I guess let's recap the rest of my time. So after the closing ceremony, went over to Pizza Parma one more time. Ordered the same thing, the lasagna wrap, because it was like a long line, as you might imagine. But even though it was a popular place, a long line, it went rather quickly, and the one employee was like taking people's orders as we were waiting in line. So I didn't really have time to see the menu. So I just ordered the same thing as I had the other time. And so, yeah, grabbed a quick bite. And then I went back to my hotel room, rested a little bit. And then I went ahead and suited up one final time, one last hurrah. Oh yeah, and I should mention before I go any further. At the end of the closing ceremony, before Uncle Kage declared it officially closed, he said, "Everyone must evacuate the building." That's like his exact words. And I just loved his was the way he words things. Like he had to evacuate like an emergency. But yeah, so after the closing ceremony was over, we could no longer stay in the con building. So then the rest of the con effectively just carried over to the Westin Hotel. So I got back, suited up one last time, went down in the hotel lobby and a couple floors there, just suited around, and surprisingly, a lot of people asked for pictures, and one person asked for a hug, so that was really nice. So gave it one last hurrah, and then Monday morning got up, checked out, and headed back home. And yeah, it was a pleasant drive. Like one little snafu, like as soon as I left the hotel, I thought I knew where I was going because I needed to get back on 376 to head back to the turnpike. But like I got a little bit lost because I forgot like the street pattern in Pittsburgh. Some of the streets go along the Monongahela River, and the other set of streets go along the Allegheny. And I turned a little too late. I should have turned on the other streets to get to 376. So eventually, I find myself in frickin' Market Square, which is like I went there last year for one of the meals. I didn't really venture too far away this time, but I ended up of all places driving there. I was like, okay, I kind of know where I am. And then I eventually find my way on the Boulevard of the Allies. It's like, okay, I know, because that's like the road that goes parallel with 376. But for some reason I turned the wrong way, so I was going to, oh my god. So then I had to go around the block, and then I got back on Boulevard of the Allies, this time going the right way, and then finally found the sign of I-376, and then was off to the races, and then made it home safe and sound. So a little tiny snafu there, but I know next time exactly where I need to go. So oh yeah, see a Horse-O-Matic. Yeah, I could totally agree. I still consider myself an introvert, even though I'm definitely working on it. I'm much better at like putting myself out there and not feeling too intimidated. It's one of these you just do it, just freaking do it, right? Do it for yourself. Yeah. Hey, Metallic. Yeah, because that's just the best advice. Like kind of like just jump in, just like don't dip your toe in the water, just freaking jump in, right? So. Yep, Drake. Yep, I just finished going through all my pictures and gave the final number. In case you missed it, I'll repeat one last time. That Anthrocon 2023 is officially the largest furry convention in the world by attendance, by 3 people, march of 3 people, beating out MFF from last year. So yeah. Well, yeah, I had a wonderful, wonderful time and awesome memories. Yeah, I can't wait to go back next year. Yeah, wild ride. Joke a little bit longer in case you guys have any more questions or comments. Yeah. I should have done this earlier in the stream, but let me get up and stretch. Whew. Don't worry, I'm not going to dance for you guys. You've seen some of my dances before. I know my limits. I'll stay in my lane. Yeah, I won't dance. Yeah. Now, I know PCD is the thing, like post-con depression. You guys may or may not have heard of that. Like, after con's over, people, get sad and, depressed it's over. Which I could totally understand. But just from my personal experience, I just love, like, revisiting. Like, for instance, do these live streams, share my experiences with you guys, doing the con videos, just reminiscing through the pictures. It just, that's, like, I guess one of the ways to help counteract that. And it feels like I'm there all over again. And I have these memories to cherish forever. Yeah. That's what I like. Whew. All right, I'll linger around just a little bit longer for any last minute comments. Try to think if I forgot anything. I don't think so. Alrighty, on that note, I guess we'll wrap things up. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining the stream and sharing in the fun and and reliving the memories with me. And yeah, I can't wait to go back. Anthrocon, it's a really good convention, really well run. Obviously not perfect, as no con is ever going to be, but always striving to improve and get better and better every year, and can't wait to go back. So on that note, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe.